Hey everybody, Tracy Brown here. I am the creator of non-diet counseling skills for dietitians and coaches, and I'm here today just to talk a little bit about what we want, our heart's desire. And if you're like me, you desire to get into this non-diet, intuitive eating disorder recovery, um, weight inclusive world just because you saw the suffering, maybe you've been through it yourself, and you wanted to do it in a way that was safe and kind but effective. And so most of our coaching qualifications and our undergrad and graduate school level dietetics courses and internships don't teach us how to be, they talk about being client centered, and I know that it's going more that direction. But at this point, we still have this internal freeze sometimes when somebody suggests, okay, I get it. I don't want to be on a diet anymore, but I still want to lose weight. And what do I do? And I know many people early to this profession, or maybe you've been doing it a while, but you're still feeling kind of stagnant and stuck with the length of time that your clients stay with you, or how far you can take them. Or if you're a coach, like, well, I'm not really doing therapy, but I'm not a dietitian either. So how do I navigate this? And so I answer all those questions in this program, non-diet counseling skills um, for professionals. So dietitians, coaches, even dietitians to be. I work with a lot of interns that, honestly, I'd feel comfortable sending them out into the world working with people at this point because they honestly know a lot more about how to counsel people in a respectful, joint, we're working on this together kind of way versus like I'm the authority and I'm giving you advice and this is what you need to do. So this is what this training is about, is to teach people how to really dig deep into the food work. And I think that's a piece where, at least the feedback I've gotten from people who work with other coaches around the country, is that, they talked about intuitive eating, but actually how to navigate the sensations and feel them and rely on them and trust them. And I think that it's easy to tell people, okay, well, eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full. And I'm not diminishing anybody, by the way. I'm just saying that, like, I'm starting to get feedback now that I've been, have a wider variety of people that have been talking to me from all over the world, is that they need more and they're wanting to know how to, on a daily basis, when they're really stressed or they didn't get time to get food or they just don't know how to have permission to give themselves what they need people to help navigate those like really tangible everyday problems they have. And this is what this training will give you, to know how to do that. But I know as dietitians, we have our hands in the food and helping people with the feedback their body is giving them really specifically sometimes. But I want to tell you all coaches that you're capable of doing that. You don't have to do the medical nutrition part. And you might not want to do that, let alone feel qualified to do that. But the food work is really important, to be able to go into a person's day, like take a full, like a food recall, and be able to peel back the layers of like how they make decisions or what happened the day before, or what's overhanging, it feels like, on their chest or in their bodies, of what's holding them back from feeling their signals accurately. Our clients need that help. And I'm sharing that little tidbit with you because I literally got that information yesterday from a potential client. And she'd worked with 2 other people that did non-diet work and they weren't able to help her do that. So that's the work we're doing now. I don't want you guys to be in that position where somebody works with you for 3 months or 6 months and quits because they kind of get stuck. I do know that not everybody's going to work with us forever and get every need met from us. That's not the point of this, but just to let you know that you can see the places where they're asking for your help and you feel comfortable to give it to them within the scope of, your training and your practice. So that's one thing. 2, decoding skills. I want you all, when people feel like, oh, I can't stand my stomach and it's too big and it's too much, or whatever it is they tell you about their bodies, to feel comfortable and not so squeamish. Go in there with them, because as non-diet coaches and dietitians, our job is to do food and body work, body image work. So don't think that's not for you. In fact, our clients are kind of asking you for that. So I want you to know how to do that and how to do it with skill and finesse and lots of care and support. 3, I want you all to be able to know how to you navigate those difficult issues of, how people work with and live in this fat phobic world, and not feel triggered left and right and every day, and not move past these stages of like first of grief and then of anger and get to the place where we're not so triggered. I know it takes a while. It took me a really long time. And I think that, we are kind of hypersensitive at the beginning, but teaching our clients how to more quickly, um, it's not the point to be fast, but to understand that this is a phase you're going through. But what do you really need to take care of yourself versus, okay, I'm doing intuitive eating, or I'm not going to diet anymore, and I need to hide from people or not speak up, and teaching people how to know what they want to accomplish and giving them some strategies and some practice to do that. And so that's not only just for them, but for you as well. Okay. Number 4, something really important I want to be sharing in this program with you all is getting started with your business. And I think most of us come from like kind of people pleasing and perfectionistic backgrounds and want to do it right, and compare ourselves to what everybody else is doing. And I have a whole module for you all to learn how to not do that and stay really focused on what your strengths are. Keep learning, of course, and I keep trying new things, but being willing to go after it and work with the people that you feel you can best help, and not waiting, not waiting so much, because people need you. Not everybody wants to work with me because of all kinds of reasons. They might need you. And if you're not out there sharing your message and also taking care of yourself in this process, then you're just not going to be there for them. Number 6 is sharing how important it is to know how to do not only deep decoding work, but also know how to do inquiry and, learn about things like projection. And I don't like the word resistance. I really call it like fear and hesitance and what that means for people, and not to let that discourage them or you, and know that like things will move forward at like basically the rate at which the slowest parts of us can go, and really know how to have patience with yourself versus you trying to be the savior that fixes them, and learning how to help them build more safety to where they will continue to grow at the pace they can with the information and the care that you give them. And, and still, again, going forward. So that's a big ginormous overview. But what I share with people basically is how to teach. If somebody's coming from a place of need and renourishment, we do that work. If somebody's coming from a place of behavior decreasing, that's what we do. I teach about how to do a really, really good thorough assessment, and not just the food and weight history, but like overwhelming events, because that information is really important to know, because some people are going to be able to do this work really quickly and move forward. Some people kind of loop and spin, and we didn't know what that's about. So they don't blame themselves. So they just recognize that there's other factors here that may need help beyond us, but to recognize it and know how to quickly get people the help they need, so they're not like hopping from person to person and then losing hope. So it's really important to me that you all know how to do that. So we're talking about transference, countertransference, how to work with your strong emotion, their strong emotion, and navigate that all really well. And the truth of the matter is that like once you keep building your skill level, you're going to build more confidence. You're going to be more willing to put yourself out there for people to find you, and you're going to be able to support yourself and your family in a way that you could probably never do if you had a hospital clinical job, working for other people for a long, long time and constantly scrambling. It takes time. It takes definitely consistent effort, whether it's training, this kind of stuff with your business efforts. But I see it happen. It can happen. It doesn't have to be just everybody else doing it, but you can build a practice that you are really proud of, that you feel helps a lot of people, that gives back in the way that your heart pulls you to do, as well as support you where you don't get burnout. And we're going to talk about that burnout issue too. It's really common in this field, just because of the intense nature of it, and we have to be doing our own work as well. And I see a lot of people who do have there's still they have their work to do, and I continue to do my own work so that I build my window of tolerance for everything that I see and I hear. And it's really easy to get compassion burnout, and even feel some of the past overwhelming circumstances that your clients have been through, and learning how to recognize that, how to get the help you need, and learning how to navigate that quickly as possible so you're not thrown off track and you have longevity and then all this. So I hope all this information is really helpful. Um, in this course, we're not going to be doing a ton of like medical nutrition therapy kind of work because that's kind of, at least for dietitians, that's their background. I do want to share two things for you that most of the clients that at least come to see me and maybe come to see you aren't going to be these hardcore. There's going to be some people who have, you know, hypertension or diabetes or things like that. But what I see, the two most common things are basically just body fatigue, burnout. And we'll talk about the reasons for that. And two, honestly, hormonal imbalance. They don't have to be, um, you know, people who are in transitions of life and maybe menopause kind of people who are struggling with that. It could be people in their 20s and 30s that, you know, from all the years of honestly, probably the overwhelming things they've been through. And it doesn't have to be big T's traumas, it can be little T's, but all the stuff starts to chip away at our balance. And our clients are going to need some help with those kind of things. So I'm going to talk briefly about that. And just how to recognize it. And if you feel comfortable helping them work through those things, if not, again, helping them find the right people quickly, because it does make a difference in how well they're going to feel, the resiliency to do the work that we want to do with them, which is, you know, the depth level inquiry and non-diet nutrition counseling skills. So this video is for you if you're interested in that kind of work. It's 12 plus weeks, 3 bonus modules. You can check out all the information on this page. If you have questions, you can reach out to me to tracybrownrd@gmail.com. And to learn more about specifically how to help you, your practice, help more people, support yourself more emotionally and financially, and honestly, build the kind of practice that you want to work with and help the kind of people that you want to. All right. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you all real soon and in the modules. So take care.